That's very cruel, Jamie.
It's not. What's happening?
That is very cruel. That's just not fair.
I don't know if it will work as a.
How could you do that?
No, we're here, really. Sorry.
That's a terrible thing to do.
Well, it was a funny joke, wasn't it?
Oh, well, funny, haha.
I don't know. Nobody found it funny. Did anybody find that funny? I hope you found it funny. We were trying to be funny. Was it funny? You probably didn't see it.
We probably have to explain what it was all about, anyway, for those people that won't know.
We will. Hello, everybody.
Hello, everyone. Chris Dale is watching. Andrew Clements is watching. Ross Patterson is watching.
Hello.
Steve Bushell says, very clever. Not.
Yes, if you're wondering what we were talking about. Does anybody know what this means?
Chris Dale says, you rotters.
Oh, God. If any of you have tried to watch the Twitch stream today, what a disaster.
You would have seen rather a lot of that. Why have the dogs suddenly come now?
I don't know why the dogs have come now. Dogs, go away. This is not appropriate timing. Anyway, have you been trying to watch the Twitch stream today? Do let us know.
Yeah, this is Thunderbirds. A marathon of Thunderbirds was the intention over on Twitch to show every single episode, including the brand new Thunderbirds 1965 new episodes. And,
internationally.
Yes. Didn't happen, did it?
Well, it did happen. Everything went smoothly until sometime this morning. And then it all went wrong.
Yes.
Hello, Minnie.
Yes, it was a shame. Hello, boys, says Charlotte Bone. Hi, guys, says Will Farrell. Well, look, they're all here. Robert Cassidy. Ahoy, hoy, says Robert. That's great. Jem Whitby, the stream is back on Gerry Anderson TV, she says.
Yes, now it's working. So if you're desperate to watch Thunderbirds on Twitch, it is now working again. But please don't leave us. We'd be terribly sad if we did.
That's right. Yeah, we really would. Yeah, so stick around for a bit at least.
Yeah.
Exactly. I suppose, should we introduce ourselves or just carry on?
Yeah, it's been so long since we've done this, I've forgotten what we're doing. There's us.
That's right. Well done.
Richard N. James.
Yes, good. Oh, you can just about see it this week as well. That's quite handy, isn't it?
Yeah.
Thank you. Great. Jamie Anderson. And you are Robert Hill, says it's still on Twitch. John Price, I did try for a bit. It did not go well. Last night was great, though. I'm assuming. Gone.
Is the sound back now?
Right.
Oh, sorry.
Now. There we are. So start that again. Two things.
I'll recap. There's two things that I'd like you to do.
The sound to continue would be good.
This is just like the Twitch stream all over again. There's two things I'd like you to do. Number one is tell us where you're watching from.
Yeah.
Because we often hear from a couple of you say I'm watching from California or whatever. That's great. But also, I would love it if you would tag a friend in the comments. That's number two. Tag a friend who you think might want to watch this, because then they might come and join us. Yeah. And it's three things.
Yeah. Oh, right. Okay.
I've got a third thing. Share the stream.
Tell
them how to share the stream.
Now look, people are still saying the sound has gone. So before we do that, I'm going to ask you if you can do
the sound's here.
Lots of thumbs up if you can hear us. Would be great. Yeah. And then at least we'll know.
Yeah, look, people are saying where they're from. So
fantastic. There we go. And well, most important of all, that you can share us on your mobile device, whatever you're listening or watching us on. There should be a little share button right at the bottom there, and I'm going to hit share, and that means that all your friends on Facebook will see this broadcast, and they might even enjoy it. Might they?
Look at the selection of people who've already said where they're coming from. Near London, Australia, 3:39 a.m. Manchester. In the office in Cardiff.
Yeah.
Perth.
Bournemouth. Yeah. Oh. Yeah. County Antrim. Yeah. Manchester.
Amazing. In my kitchen.
Yeah.
Says Andrew Clements hilariously. Not. Leicester. Yeah. Ealing. I mean, this is brilliant.
Yeah. Willow Lambdon says near London for me.
Suffolk.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Excellent. Dean Brooks says James Pilson Wood. He's off to Firestorm in a few weeks. We'll be talking about that a bit later, I'm sure. It's good, isn't it?
Is that Firestorm over my...
Well, it could be.
Shall I duck out the way?
Yeah, look at that. There it is.
Yeah.
As we live and breathe.
We'll definitely talk about that in a bit.
Yeah.
Hull, Bedford, Southampton, amazing.
Yeah.
All over the world, all over the UK.
Yeah, that's nice. Kevin Goodman's just joined us. Hello, Kevin. Andrew Sierra's in Ealing. Keys Conan says, yay, Fab Live. Harry Rayner
Probably not
is
as
in Chester.
sarcastically as that, though.
That was supposed to be enthusiasm. Did
Oh,
it
sorry.
not come over that
Can
way?
you try again, please?
Anyway, here we are with Fab Live. What episode is this, Jamie?
18?
Is it?
I think it's 18, yeah.
I mean, it's almost a couple of years we've been doing this, almost every month. We've done all right, haven't
On
we?
and off, yeah.
Really, we've done okay. So this is really your opportunity to get involved with stuff. We ask you throughout the month to send questions and comments to fablive@gerryanderson.co.uk.
Yes, you do.
And we've got a few of them coming up a bit later. We've got some lovely photographs. We've got a bumper harvest of photographs this month, haven't we?
We've got a bumper thing of listeners, no, viewers' emails. We've been recording the podcast, so I get them confused.
Yes.
So bumper crop of viewers' emails and some news and other stuff.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. Mark Simpson Wedge says he's watching us from Mars.
Mark, I think you're not
Crazy.
telling the truth there.
Yeah. So you could also, as people are already doing, comment in the comment section below this broadcast.
Yes.
Just there, where I can see it.
Yeah, exactly.
And here on my phone.
And if we say something you think a friend of yours might be interested in, then tag them in the comments.
Yes, Scott Spicaliki says Norcom was great the other day. Well,
We're going to touch on Norcom.
Yeah. Peter Murray says, evening, guys. Robert Hill says, I like your eagle.
Oh, yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, it's a big one, isn't it?
It's too big for me to get down, but
It's
it
a
is
big
lovely.
one, Jamie.
Thank you
Yes.
very much.
Yeah.
Would you believe somebody's calling me now?
Steve Bushell says fib. Well, I mean, he's getting ahead of himself there, isn't he? Because, as you know, a little later on, we will be having the latest edition of Fab or Fib.
Yes.
In which Jamie will show his artistic skills.
I've got my paper ready and my pens
Yeah.
and
That's
highlighters.
It. Yeah. Oh, we've got Blankety Blank. We've got viewers' emails. We've got news.
Yeah, we've got
Gerry
news
Anderson
too.
news. All sorts of stuff. But really, we're here to hear from you. Cake, says Don Chandler. Really?
Have we got cake?
Dunno. But Kevin Goodman lights your fireplace.
Thank you, Kevin. It's very nice. It's sadly not alight currently, but
No,
maybe
that's right.
afterwards.
Yeah.
Maybe should we have a cheese break at some point?
Oh, a cheese break?
I think we should have a cheese break.
Oh, lovely.
Anyway, look, if you're joining us for the very first time,
Well,
on
we're
Fab
sorry.
Live, then
Yeah,
we're terribly
we're
sorry.
really sorry.
Let us know if you're joining us for the first time.
Yes.
And yeah.
Yeah.
Apologies,
Actually, I'd
that's all
much
I
rather
can say.
hear if you join us for a second time.
Will Farrell says, "What is the Firestorm?"
What? After all these months?
Will Farrell will be covering that soon. Don't you worry.
I mean, stay tuned.
Love the mic on your desk. Where can I get one from? Online. I think I got it from Amazon. Other online retailers are available.
Yeah. Ross Patterson says, "How was your weekend, boys?"
Working. How was yours?
Working. As well. Yeah.
working.
There we are.
Right.
Fine, thanks for reminding us. Yeah, great.
Should we talk about something other than
Yeah.
this?
Yes. Sure.
What should we do?
Have you seen my Thunderbirds Day video? Says Mark Simpson Wedge. Yes, I have. Have you seen it too?
I have, and I think we're going to mention it, aren't we?
Yeah, well, we mentioned it in the podcast.
We mentioned the podcast. Oh dear.
But we can mention it now. Follow Mark Simpson Wedge on Twitter, Dalek SRAM, and just take a look through his feed, and it'll direct you to a fantastic Thunderbirds Day celebratory video that he's made.
I was just mean then. I did the
You did,
Twitch
didn't you?
thing. Sorry.
Yes.
It's my little ongoing joke.
It's really not funny at all.
Anyway, thank you for joining us and not watching the Twitch stream.
Yeah. Jen Whitby says she's been here since Fab 5. Probably caught up with the previous and followed ever since. Keep up the good work. Woo!
Thanks, Jen.
Yeah.
Sorry about Fab Live 3.
Oh, we don't mention Fab Live 3.
Yeah.
That's one we don't ever mention.
Anyway, look, we've been rambling on for 8 minutes.
Speak for yourself.
Should we... What? Hang on, what's that? Is that Davros wearing Lieutenant Green's cap on Richard's right? It is Hayden Gribble.
Yes. Yeah, there is. Very fetching it is too.
And there's also a bobblehead of Dad up there stood with some Cybermen. I mean, it's just a bizarre collection
That's
of nonsense
great.
in here.
Yeah, Dave Williams says, when's Firestorm on the telly? Well,
It's right there right now, isn't it?
It's on our telly. Gary Hodgkinson's watching. Hello, Gary. Good evening and welcome to Fab Live. Again, I know he's a frequent watcher.
He is. What an amazing welcome from everybody. Thank you very much,
Yes,
all of you.
Yes, it's nice.
Shall we get on what happened at Fab Live 3? John, we don't talk about it.
The first rule of Fab Live 3 is that we don't talk about Fab Live 3.
And you don't watch it.
No, absolutely. Elliot Webb says it's his first time here. There you go. You
Welcome,
were
Elliot
asking earlier.
Webb.
Yes,
oh,
welcome,
Elliot Webb of the long emails.
That's right. We mentioned you earlier in the podcast.
We've mentioned you in two podcasts, Elliot, but not yet got to your emails.
Now,
Sorry.
you see, we're quite blithely mentioning the podcast, aren't we?
We'll mention it less blithely in a minute.
Okay, great. I don't even know what blithe means.
No. Could somebody post in the comments the Google definition of blithe,
Yeah,
please?
see if I was correct in my
Thank you.
usage.
Right. Should we do some news?
Oh, news.
Just 10 minutes of rambling.
Okay,
it's
let's
time
have
for
some
some
news.
Gerry Anderson news.
Yeah, go on then.
Here we go.
go.
There's the thing about the
There we go.
podcast.
Well, that's quick.
We'll talk about the podcast
Blithely.
in a minute. Less blithely. Has anyone got a definition of blithe?
No, Andrew Sierra says Blythe. Yes, Blythe. I'm sure Blithely's a
Stop
word.
saying blithe. Right, this is the Gerry Anderson news. And to prove it, there is a
Blythe
news
is a
sticker.
name that comes from the Middle English and in turn from the Old English, joyous or kind.
I think that's the definition of the name, or the etymology of the name Blythe.
Right.
You know, but not the meaning of the adjective Blythe. No. Yes.
News.
Anyway, this is the news. Do you like my mug, by the way? I don't know if you'll be able to see who's on it. It's me with the lovely Tom Baker.
Is it now?
Yeah. Very nice.
Is it by Jove? Excellent.
John Carlshaw will be out of a job soon.
Peter Blythe appeared in 2 episodes of UFOs, says Chris Day.
Going off on a tangent, and we haven't even started the news yet. Anyway, look. Firestorm, right?
Oh, yes.
Should we talk about Firestorm?
Ah.
It's
There it is.
this.
Yeah.
This is Firestorm. If you don't know what Firestorm is, then give me a thumbs up so I know that you're one of those people.
If you don't know what Firestorm is, give us a hand.
So yes,
thumbs
I
up.
am a person who doesn't know.
Right.
Come on.
That's
if
a
you
bit
do
of
know
a
what it
double
is,
negative.
give us a heart. There you go. Anyway, look, Firestorm is a new Gerry Anderson series that we are working on. Puppets.
Oh, wait, did you say a new Gerry Anderson series?
Yes, Richard. Yes, that's exactly what I'm saying.
That's amazing.
And there's loads of people who don't know what it is. There's a load of thumbs came
Well,
up
off you go.
So it's a new Gerry Anderson series filmed in Ultramarionation. That is the next generation of puppetry. In fact, the puppets from the pilot are living just up there on that little mezzanine bit up there. It's very exciting.
Great.
But real explosions, miniatures, all that lovely good stuff. Actually, I might show you one of the miniatures from the minisode, which is just there.
Beautiful.
A few years ago, we funded a pilot minisode with Kickstarter, which is very exciting. It's taking us ages to develop it, get it all right. The minisode is now done, and we are premiering it at MCM Comic Con on the 27th of October. And somewhere I've got a thing for that. There you go.
Oh, there is?
27th of October, MCM Comic Con London.
Yes.
1 p.m.
Yeah.
There is going to be a panel moderated by Nick Briggs, who voices a character in the series, with 2 other voices, Gethin Anthony and Naoko Mori.
Yeah.
Along with me, Steve Begg and Mike Tucker, and others to be announced, possibly.
Great.
We're going to tell you all about Firestorm, take you through the whole process, and then we're going to show you the minisode there and then, get your feedback, answer your questions. To get into that event, you just have to buy yourself a wristband for MCM Comic Con on that Saturday. There are tickets still available, and then once you're in, it's first come, first serve. We're in a 600-seater, so there should be space for you, but make sure you get there early. If you can't make it to MCM Comic Con London...
Yes. Like I can't.
Then you'll be able to watch it afterwards in an online premiere at firestormhq.com.
Yeah, great. Andrew Sierra says, to all non-backers, trust me, you will love Firestorm.
Well, I do hope so. So Kickstarter backers have seen it. We've tested it with a few kids audiences, adult audiences. Everybody's very excited. I'm very, very, very excited about it.
Yes.
And I would really love for you to see it and share it. If you want to learn more about Firestorm, best thing to do is go onto our Firestorm social media pages.
Yeah.
Firestorm HQ on Facebook and Instagram and YouTube.
Yeah.
And SF9 Firestorm on Twitter. But don't go there now. I'll remind you before time is up.
Yeah, great.
But I just wanted to show you a few bits and pieces, possibly, from
Go on then.
from Firestorm, if these images work. There you go. There's a nice image from the set.
Nice.
Ooh,
Look at that.
look at that. Lovely.
Yeah.
And here are some of the characters.
Ah, yeah, beautiful.
Some of our lovely leads from Firestorm. Left to right, Nagisa, Sam, and Colonel McAllister, Commander McAllister, sorry. There's another very moody picture of McAllister right here. Oh, beautifully lit. Isn't that really... He's a very handsome puppet, I would say.
Absolutely, that's gorgeous, yes.
So there we go. Look, there's some stuff about Firestorm. If you're going to join us at MCM Comic Con, let us know in the comments.
Yeah.
If you think there's somebody who you would like to see at MCM Comic Con, someone who should be there, then
Let them know.
Tag them in the comments now.
Oh, absolutely.
So then they can come and have a look.
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
Is your phone going crazy
I
as
don't
well
know
as
if that's
mine?
me or it's you.
Yeah, mine's going crazy.
Every time someone comments, I think. Your dad will be so proud, says Chris Honey.
Oh, thanks, Chris.
I'm
That's
assuming
very
that's to
kind.
you and not to me. I'm keeping a lookout for Firestorm, says Richard Ingram. Jenny Shirt waves. Good evening, Jenny. Hello, thank you for joining us.
Hello.
Looking forward to seeing you in London. Captain Scarlet will be there, says Christopher Daniels.
Oh, excellent.
Yes, that'd be
Yes,
great.
if you're coming in cosplay, let us know as well. That'd be great to see you there.
Yeah, Richard James should be there, says James Pilgrim. Pilson Wood. Well, I should be, but I can't be there.
He's working,
I'm
isn't he?
working on that very day, yes, unfortunately. It's
Typical.
a great shame.
Typical.
Yeah, I know. If you're wondering why I'm crying, I'm trying not to leak any spoilers by accident, says... Oh, he's got not crying. He's done a zipped mouth emoji.
Very good.
Andrew C. has seen the... being a backer, has seen the minisode and is trying not to let anything slip.
Is that Roger Moore in Firestorm? No, Dave.
More?
But we do have a Roger Moore button on the
Did someone
puppets.
say more?
Thank you, Richard.
Roger Moore.
Don't encourage him.
It's not
please.
bad, is it? It needs a bit of
no,
work.
it's pretty good. It's pretty good. It's not quite as good as the Terry Wogan.
Oh, Terry Wogan. Yeah, I love my Terry Wogan. Scott Morgan says, bring on Firestorm. James Fielding says, I enjoyed being a unit photographer on Firestorm.
Yeah,
Thanks, Jamie.
A lot of the photos you'll be seeing are James's.
Yep.
Did really lovely work there. So.
Yeah, looking forward to seeing it at Comic Con, says Ellie Barkley. She
Hurrah.
bought her tickets the other day.
Fantastic. I can't wait to see all of you there. And also afterwards, I don't know if this is news or not exclusive.
Right.
Afterwards, we're going to be doing a signing. You'll be able to go along. Lots of the crew are coming along, so you'll be able to meet them. But we'll do a signing. You'll get an exclusive MCM poster and be able to go along. Everybody who's there get scribbles all over it, and we'll also have some limited edition special giveaways at MCM Comic Con.
Nice.
So if you can make it, come along. Robert Hill, talking the Tom Baker accent all night.
Yeah, Robert Cassidy. Do Terry Wogan, says Robert Cassidy. Oh, I like this. Nice impressions, Richard, says Will Farrell. Oh, well, I'm
What
in my
are you,
element
the
now.
Richard James fan club, you lot? Come on. Anyway, look, if you want to learn more about Firestorm in general, beyond the social media stuff, they should probably listen to the Gerry Anderson podcast, shouldn't they?
Yes.
Folks, are you listening to the podcast?
Yeah.
Give us some hearts if you're listening to the podcast.
Yeah.
If you're not, you're missing out.
Where's your voice got really high now?
Well, I'm just amazed.
With incredulity.
Because we talk about it so much. I can't believe it. Look, if you want to hear from wonderful interviewees like Shane Rimmer, voice of Scott Tracy, and Mike Tucker, model effects man extraordinaire, Doctor Who and Red Dwarf and all that, then I really hope that you will go and listen to the podcast if you haven't already.
Yeah.
And you can find it at jerryanderson.co.uk/podcast.
Yeah, quite easy. And what, 16, 17 of them now already? Have we done?
Well, with the 16th one is out today.
Yes,
and there's
great.
It comes out every week.
Yeah.
So there you go. What's that? Ian Coomer says, loving the podcasts.
Yes, that's great, isn't it? Yeah, they're great to listen to whilst backpacking across Canada.
Amazing.
Well,
fantastic.
imagine that. Yeah, Robert Hill says podcast 10 about network distributing was good. Distributing, do you like the way I put the emphasis there?
Distributing?
Yeah, I rather enjoyed that one. Ross Patterson saw Shane Rimmer at Norcon on Saturday. And Jenny Shirt, so happy to be a backer of Firestorm. I was open-mouthed watching it.
Oh, bless you, Jenny.
Yeah, that's great, isn't
That's
it?
lovely to hear.
Yeah, absolutely.
I've just seen as well, Scott Bickliki has asked who will be on the next podcast.
Well, I will.
We
For a
both
start.
will. We'll be on there.
I mean-
but our interviewee is Phil Plate.
Oh, yes.
Phil is a science communicator, skeptic,
Yes.
astronomer.
Yes.
He's bad astronomer on Twitter. But don't let that fool you. He's a very good astronomer.
Yeah.
And he's a massive Space 1999 fan, so we go through all the sort of stuff about Space 1999, the science of it, the science of getting rid of the moon.
Yeah.
It's quite an interesting one.
Yeah, Steve Bushell
really
says
fun.
he says the podcast is like this, but with your eyes shut. I mean, yeah, that's about it.
If you want to experience the podcast, just close your eyes now.
I mean, if you have heard this week's podcast already, you're getting a bit of a double whammy today.
Sorry.
Yeah.
That's all we can say.
Yeah.
Should we do some Thunderbirds Day stuff?
Yeah, sure.
So-
tell us about that.
Well, obviously, if you're here now, you might not be watching the Thunderbirds on Twitch stream, the marathon. Are you watching it on two screens?
Yeah, could happen.
Let us know if you're double screening us.
Yeah.
But there's been a big, long Thunderbirds Day marathon on Twitch. Obviously, as you may know if you were here from the beginning of the broadcast, as we were joking about, the stream has gone down for the majority of today, but it is now back up.
Yes.
So if there's episodes that you want to watch, including there's a new documentary by the Pod 4 guys who did the Thunderbird 65 things, called Century 21 Slough.
Yeah, that's right.
I think, but it's a new documentary about the final filming at the studios. So that's at midnight tonight UK time. You should definitely try and watch that if you possibly can.
By the way, Thomas
Yes.
Anthony Evans says, I've got to drive home. Can you say nothing important for 10 minutes? Yeah, probably.
Yeah, I'm not saying.
I think
I'm not
that's-
saying anything.
No.
Not saying a word.
No.
Should we play with the toys?
You know I'd love to.
I know. So we should do some more Thunderbird stuff.
Yes.
There's also a massive Thunderbirds Day sale, Thunderbirds Day weekend sale on at the Gerry Anderson store, which ends tonight at 11:59 p.m. There's tons of things with loads of money off, and also there is this limited edition Thunderbirds Day 2018 T-shirt.
That's rather lovely.
Which is also only available to order until 11:59 tonight, and then it is gone forever. It will never be back, ever, ever, ever.
Wow.
So if you want to grab that, immediately this is finished, go to shop.gerryanderson.co.uk. There's a link on the front page. Go and grab it, because after midnight tonight, it's gone forever.
Great.
And it's a beauty, isn't it?
Yeah. Martin Siggy Smith is Twitch on the big screen, Fab Live on the laptop. That's the way to do it,
That's
isn't
the
it?
way to do it, yeah.
That's great.
Probably not the other way around.
Yeah. Keith Roberts has a Tom Baker mug too.
Excellent. All
Does
the
it
best
have
people
any
do.
jelly babies?
Not bad, not bad.
No, it just does need a bit of work.
You know, Richard's got a very long Tom Baker scarf.
I have, yeah.
I bought the short one, he got the long one.
Yeah, I went the whole hog.
Anyway, this is irrelevant. This is not
completely.
news.
What like Gickle?
What is news, though, is... Can you see Joe 90 just perched down the front here?
Yeah.
Well, if you'd like to see Joe 90 in high definition, the first volume... Look at that.
Gorgeous.
The first volume is now available to order from Network Distributing, exclusively from there, nowhere else. It's in glorious HD, and you can get it from networkonair.com, and I highly recommend you do that because it looks absolutely stunning.
Nice.
If you want to see how good the restoration work is, go to our YouTube channel. You'll see the Joe 90 teaser there, and they joke about, you know, a kid-friendly show. Well, it wasn't really, was it? I mean, lots of death and stuff going on there.
Yeah.
So that's that. I've got one other item of news, but unfortunately I've failed to label it. So
Okay.
There's
Okay.
This could be risky.
Go on then. What we?
I don't know what it is.
I see, the cake.
The Thunderbird 2 cake.
I see, yeah.
Now, Richard, you've got this on the news, haven't you?
Have
Do
I?
you know what it is in your emails?
No. Oh, well, it's in my emails.
It's called something crazy cakes.
Extreme Cakes.
Extreme Cake Makers.
Yes, on Channel 4.
Okay.
It was
so
on today at 5:30.
This is a cake, believe it or not, with a pod that drops out and Thunderbird 4 comes out. All cake, all edible, allegedly. Those legs don't look terribly edible.
Yeah.
But if you're in the UK and you want to watch that episode, it's on all 4.
Yes, that's right.
And it's screened earlier on tonight. That's a nice Thunderbirds Day celebration. But
Yeah.
that cake is amazing.
It was incredible, doesn't it? And apparently the pod dropped out. There was an actual Thunderbird 4 inside.
Yeah.
Just pop that picture back up, Jamie, because I want to point something out to you on your All 4 account. You really need to turn your parental controls on, don't you?
I should do, yeah. I should really.
But that's great. That's worth a look. You can find it on All 4. Look, Series 3, Episode 22 of Extreme Cake Makers.
Yeah.
And here's one that Jamie prepared earlier.
Yeah. Richard and I are going to chow down on this in a little bit.
Yes.
So,
that'd be great, wouldn't it?
It smells good, doesn't it?
Does smell good, doesn't it?
Yeah, we'll have that later on anyway.
Perfectly iced, if you don't mind me saying.
Yeah, thank you very much. I've been doing that
Yeah.
all day.
Well, Robert Cassidy says, I wouldn't want to eat that. I don't think he means yours. I think he means
okay,
the
no, I
previous
don't.
one. Charlotte Bone says, wow. Gary Hodgkinson says, amazing. This must still all be about my impressions, I would imagine.
It's still about your Tom Baker voice, yeah. Anyway,
Yeah.
that's all the news that we're covering today because there's been so much going on this month. I mean, we've got
Yes.
so many listener emails. We could be here until midnight.
We could, yes, and I would miss my train home and I'd be in trouble.
That would be terrible. Let's not do that.
Yeah.
So,
great.
anything else you want to read out in the comments, or should we go immediately to our next segment, Richard?
Thunderbird 2 probably smells of Gorilla Glue from the time Chris had to glue the engine back on, says Andrew Clemens.
That's true.
I have no idea what that's even about.
That particular engine cap has come off.
I see. Any news of Captain Scarlet, says Jeff Lee?
What news would you like, Jeff Lee?
Don't know.
I mean, the full set of HD episodes is out on Blu-ray, so you can get that. I mean, I've got my lovely limited edition set now, which is now sold out, just back there.
Yeah. You can visit the Gerry Anderson store and there'll be lots of goodies there. Lots of Captain Scarlet merch.
Yeah.
All sorts of stuff.
That's the best I can do for you, Captain Scarlet News.
Peter Crawford says Network do some great work on restoring the Anderson shows. That's true. That's Network Distributing.
Yes, at networkonair.com, where you can order that Joe 90 Volume 1, which looks stunning.
Thunderbirds Day 2019 is on a Monday. Will there be an extra special Fab Live, says Jen Whitby. I mean, you're talking like we thought that far ahead.
I mean, we don't even know what date we're doing this next month. Actually, we do know what date we're doing this next month. Yes.
We do. Space Precinct CD, says Robert Hill. What on earth could that be about?
Oh, yeah. Have we not mentioned that before?
I think we have. May have done.
Yeah, Space Precinct's out on DVD and an original soundtrack in November, which is very exciting news.
Yeah, that's right, it is. For all you Space Precinct fans out there, of which there are many. They are legion, aren't they? Yeah. Cough, Fab Worlds at the Space Centre. Cough, says Robert Cassidy.
We're mentioning that in a bit.
But I mean, hold your horses. We've only just started. You know, we're only 25 minutes in. So give us a chance.
Is that all? It feels like longer. Yes. No, you can't buy this T-shirt. This was one of our limited editions, and so it's no longer available.
Yeah.
I'm afraid.
Yeah.
So when I say about that lovely Thunderbirds Day T-shirt,
It's not an
that
idle
one there,
not an idle threat, is it?
I really mean it's available
Yeah.
until midnight tonight, and that is it. And then it'll go forever. So don't miss out on that.
You didn't say it
please.
blithely, did you?
No, I didn't. Is it Joe 140? Now it's his 50th birthday.
Yeah, you see, that's right.
No.
What will I mean when Joe 90 on the 90th anniversary of Joe 90? That'd be pretty cool, wouldn't it?
Will it?
Well,
will it really?
I just hope I'm around to see it. It's possible.
Another 40 years? Yeah, why not? We'll
Don't look at me like that.
We'll probably still be doing
Well,
this.
strangely, I'll be 90 as well.
Really? You?
Yeah, well, I'm 50 in January.
Gosh, that's weird, isn't it?
So I will be 90 when Joe... So I'm the same age as Joe 90. Well, give or take 2 or 3
No, the
months.
maths is too confusing. Anyway,
weird.
look.
No, I don't.
Richard, I love your T-shirt. Gerry shirt.
Excellent.
This is also available as of next week from the Gerry Anderson store.
Yeah, cool.
Look,
What?
should we give these people a break from us?
Why?
Well, because I want to eat some cheese.
And Chris Dale is waiting with Big Rat Bytes, of course.
Yeah.
Now, this is his monthly item that he does for us. There's a lot of love for Big Rat Bytes. And also, you can hear him on the podcast with the randomizer, which is also going down great guns, isn't it?
It absolutely is, yeah.
Yeah.
Where Chris examines an episode of an Anderson show every week.
Yes.
Randomly.
Yes.
Right, should we go straight to Big Rat Bytes?
Yeah, go on then.
Okay.
And we'll see you the other side.
Okay, come in, Chris. I'm trying to tune him in.
Oh, is he there? Hello?
Here he-
Hi everybody, and welcome to a rather sad edition of Big Rat Bytes this month. As most of you will probably know, on the 14th of September, Zienia Merton passed away at the age of 72. Zienia, of course, was well known to all of us for playing Sandra in both seasons of Space 1999. Sandra was one of my favourite characters on Space 1999. And the reason for that is, firstly, Zienia always gave a really lovely performance. But secondly, and probably partly related to the first as well, is that she felt like the most human character on the base. She was extremely relatable. And obviously you have a lot of brave, dashing heroes in Space 1999, as you have in all of the Gerry Anderson shows. But these people were not specifically trained to go out into the unknown and explore space and come up against all sorts of horrors like they did on a weekly basis. So Sandra was just an ordinary person going about her job the best way she could. One of the things that a lot of people have commented on, including Zienia herself, is the fact that Sandra became sort of an emotional barometer for Moonbase Alpha. Yeah, anytime something went wrong, some horrible alien horror came into view, we knew the situation was bad because Sandra would faint. They very quickly sort of dropped that aspect of the character, but she still retained that very human quality. She was afraid an awful lot, and it just made her more relatable to me. As much as I, love, say, Alan Carter, I couldn't necessarily relate to him as much, even though he was a, stalwart Australian man of action, so nothing like me. It was, he was almost sort of too much a TV hero to be, to genuinely follow. Same with Koenig and Tony and a few of the others. But Sandra just felt so much more real because she was reacting to these weird and fantastic situations in a believable way. She was scared. I think probably one of her best episodes, despite the fact that it's not a favourite of many people, would be The Full Circle, because it focuses so much more on her, and it's just like putting her through the ringer for this episode, and she still comes out of it intact, but they're not afraid to show how vulnerable she can be.
Oh, God, what has happened? What is happening to me?
Threatening Sandra is like threatening a puppy. You just want to keep her safe at all costs. And Zienia was not only very good at portraying a character who was scared but had dignity, she also had many other very human qualities. At times she could be short-tempered.
That is why the commander is out in space, Tony, trying to get visual contact with the source.
She evidently had some unfulfilled maternal aspirations at some point, which in the alternate future was fulfilled on the new Earth. Although she appeared in every episode of the first season. She didn't always have dialogue. I can think of at least 2 episodes where she is just an extra. But even then, it was nice to see her there constantly, even if she had nothing to do. It was just like one more regular familiar face. Which is why when we got to the second series, and she was one of 5 actors from the first season to be kept on, but with significantly reduced screen time, to the extent where she finally felt she had to leave after the 3rd episode, One Moment of Humanity. I was really glad, midway through the 2nd season, to see Sandra come back. I think this was down to Barbara Bain getting on the phone and sort of pleading with her to come back. And again, she never really rose much above the level of an extra in the 2nd season, ultimately. She did have a bit of a romantic interlude with Nicholas Young.
He's a pilot. We were going to get married when my tour of duty on Alpha ended.
She even got to be brave in one episode.
Commander, you cannot.
Didn't last very long, though. But then she got offered a role in a film. Circumstances changed, so again, she left the show before the end of the run. So I think out of the 48, she's in maybe 35-ish. However, she is also in the 1999 short film played at the Breakaway Convention on September 13th, 1999, Message from Moonbase Alpha. And it's a message from Sandra, the last person to evacuate Moonbase Alpha before the Alphans relocate to a new planet. And it's an utter tour de force for what a terrific performer Zienia was.
That is the past. For now, a new and even greater challenge awaits us.
If you haven't seen it, it is available on YouTube, and I think it's on a few of the DVD releases. It's a wonderful ending to the show, but it's also a wonderful sort of showcase for everything that Zienia brought to that character. The humanity, which was such an important element of Space 1999 anyway, the vulnerability, the compassion, it's all there on display, and it's all her, and it's wonderful.
And finally, to you, the people of planet Earth, we say goodbye.
I'm rather ashamed to admit that I haven't seen too much of her work, unfortunately. I have seen her turn up in 1 or 2 other ITC shows.
He's not dead. You're lying to me. And Ham, you know where he is. You think Jamal is here illegally. Trick me, make me tell he is not dead!
But other than Space 1999, the one thing that I remember her for more than anything would be Doctor Who. Her story, Marco Polo, which is the 4th story of the original Doctor Who, sadly no longer in existence, unless anybody out there knows differently, which is full of really good performances. It's an amazing story. But Zienia, who is playing this Chinese princess, Ping Cho, who I think is meant to be like 16 years old or something, she is much like an early version of Sandra. She is very young, she is very naive, but she's very optimistic. She wants to see the best in everybody, and she's kind of wrestling with this problem that she's being forced to go and marry a man that she doesn't want to marry. And again, spoiler alert, when they finally reach their destination, they find out that this old man has in fact died. And her response to the news is beautiful.
Do not weep for your lost love?
My lady, I grieve an old man's death as all would do. But how can I weep for a love I have never known?
Unfortunately, I was never lucky enough to meet Zienia at a convention. However, I did go through a phase of writing to actors for autographs, sort of mid to late 2000s. I think Zienia was one of the first that I wrote to, and I sent this picture along, which I think is flopped. It got crumpled in the post along the way. I don't know if you can see that there. So not only did she send that back signed, very kindly for me, she also included another signed photo, this time from season 2. I'm not sure what episode that is from. I'm going to guess it might be Space Warp, not sure. And if you notice, on the corner there's a bit missing. This is because the envelope was intercepted by a little puppy called Millie. She decided to take a bite out of the envelope, and before anybody could stop her, she'd done some damage to that photo.
Millie, why did you destroy Zenia's picture? Why did you do that? What, there's that corner there. That corner there, you remember? You bit the photo. No? Are you going to apologise? I don't think she's going to apologise.
Zienia also included a nice little letter as well, in which she mentions her autobiography, Anecdotes and Armadillos, which I do have somewhere. I couldn't find it, but that's a really nice read. If you can find it, I don't know if it's still available or not, it's well worth tracking down. She's very self-deprecating, but also something that comes across when she's talking about Space 1999 is how fiercely loyal she was to the idea of the show, and in particular to the fans, to the people who let her know how much they enjoyed it. Everyone that I've heard speak about her seems to say the same thing, that she was always very supportive of the show and really receptive to the fans. So if she was aware of how much love there was out there for the show, and she obviously was, I hope she was also aware how much love there was out there for her, for Sandra, and for what she did with that character. I'd like to think that she knew. I'm also really looking forward to listening to her reading the Target novelisation of Marco Polo, which is due out at the end of this year. So although Zienia has now sadly left us, she has also left us Sandra, Ping Cho, a body of wonderful screen work, and for Gerry Anderson fans, a character that most Space 1999 fans really love, and an actress that fans who attended those conventions will always remember. Here's a few of the highlights of Zienia Merton as Sandra Benish in Space 1999.
Away from Alpha. Away from sensors, monitors, and computers. We have done the longest tour of duty ever. We deserve a break. There are many forms of life, but this is beautiful.
Destroy the planet? But they are still down there.
It's mandatory.
And you will carry it out?
Why has all this happened to us, Professor?
God's using us for their sport, perhaps.
What would you and Peter like as a wedding present from little old Earth?
Just to be there. It is beautiful. Like fish scales. You're the doctor, Helena, so forgive me for prescribing, but you need some rest.
Love to Sandra.
You'll be lucky.
Commander, the radiation cloud has cleared now. The readings we are getting are accurate. David has double-checked them with the computer, and the fact is we are going to collide with that planet in less than 7 hours.
What about fashions? What's everybody wearing?
You cannot do it, Commander. We have children, a future. We will not let you destroy it. Do you know which earthly sound I miss most in the silence of space?
Birdsong?
Wherever you go on your onward journey, our hearts will go with you.
Chris, that is such a lovely tribute. Thank you so much.
Yes, well done, Chris.
Isn't that great? And
very beautiful.
Lovely, lovely comments from everybody throughout that. So
absolutely.
Yeah.
And it is a sad fact of life, isn't it, that the further we get in time away from those classic series, I'm afraid, the more people are going to leave us.
We're going to see it more and more.
Yeah.
But, I think Zienia is one of many actors who've been part of the Gerry Anderson universe who have keenly felt the sense of kind of love and belonging that comes from the fans.
Yeah.
So all the stuff that you've been saying in the comments, I feel like she was one of those people who was very aware of how much she was loved and appreciated. So thank you all of you for your comments and all those nice words, and thank you, Chris, for a lovely tribute.
Yes, well done, Chris. We always love your big rat bites, and that was a particularly moving and poignant one.
It was.
It was lovely, wasn't it?
Yeah. Let's hope we don't have too many more of those anytime soon.
Indeed so. Indeed. Yeah, great. So, well, we're back for the next however long we feel like staying with you, or you staying with us.
Yes, indeed.
Still to come, of course, we've got the inestimable FAB or FIB.
Yep.
And the fabulous...
Someone spotted our cheese, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we have got some cheese.
Yeah, we're a little bit peckish. And Blankety Blank coming up a little bit later. Don't forget, you can get in touch with us for next month's edition of Fab Live. You can email us at fablive@gerryanderson.co.uk. And the next episode will be on the 5th of November.
Remember, Fab Live on the 5th of November.
That's right.
And why is it... Well, no, not why is it... What else is happening on the 5th of November, Richard?
Well, there's something rather special happening on the 5th of November. It's Bonfire Night.
You're right. What else is exciting that's happening?
Oh, you mean Gerry
November?
Anderson related?
Gerry Anderson related,
Well, now,
yes.
Many of you will know the story of the King's Arms pub in Cookham, where Gerry very famously was served by a wine waiter, whose voice he then decided would be perfect.
Arthur the wine waiter.
Yeah, for a certain chauffeur from Thunderbirds. And he then, I believe, took David Graham back and said, this is how you must play Parker. This is how you must play Parker. This is the voice I need.
And they made a study of Arthur
Yeah.
over a week.
Yeah, well, I understand there is to be a plaque revealed at the King's Arms in Cookham in celebration of this very historic event. And you and I are going for some free sandwiches, aren't we?
We are. We're getting free sandwiches, and that's all we care about. No. So it's really nice that the birthplace of Parker, or his voice and his character, is celebrating that fact with a plaque. And that's all thanks to a fan, a member of the public, called Craig Johnson. And Craig has made that happen rather wonderfully. So thank you, Craig. We will be recording our podcast there.
I think we will.
From the King's Arms, from the historic birthplace of Parker, and then doing Fab Live later in the day. So we'll share videos and photos with you guys. It's very exciting.
Now, is our mic okay? Because Chris Dale just had to up his volume a bit at his end. So how are we doing on
it
the
should
old
be
mic?
fine.
Yeah?
Yeah, and I can turn it up a tiny bit.
Sounds good for me, says Steve Bushell.
All right, well... I mean, we can shout, Chris. No, we're sorry. Let's not do that. Look, anyway...
Blown every speaker in the country.
We've got a
What?
ton of viewer emails.
Yes,
and
we have.
have to start getting through them.
We have got to start getting through some viewer emails.
And I'll try and find the right images at the right time.
Okay, well, I'll give you a bit of a heads up then, shall I? So our first one is going to be from Emma Nichols. Now, she sent us a lovely little email over the month saying, hey, Jamie and Richard.
Is it feline?
It is.
Phew, okay.
Just a quick mention for the Oxfordshire Animal Sanctuary Facebook page. They're looking for someone to take a cat called Parker home. And there he is. Look, there's Parker. Can anyone please make everyone's day at the Animal Sanctuary and take this lovely cat home from Emma Nichols?
So if you are in Oxfordshire and have the need for a cat in your life, especially if it's called Parker...
Yeah, that's right. I'm sure they'd be delighted to hear from you.
Yeah,
you can find them on Facebook and get in touch that way, I guess.
Yeah, the Oxfordshire Animal Sanctuary. They've got a Facebook page, so see if you can rehome Parker. And if you get Parker, let us know.
Yeah, absolutely. Next we have Roger Woolley.
Yeah, I've got Roger's email.
Yeah.
So Roger, you sent us loads and loads of images. I've only got 2 of them.
Sorry, could you just hang on a second?
Yeah.
Charlotte, could you bring me the chutney, please? Yes. Carry on.
It's not very professional, Richard.
Just
anyway, look, as Robert Cassidy said earlier on,
yes,
the Fab Worlds of Anderson.
Oh yes,
happened a couple of weekends ago.
That's right.
Thank you very much, Charlotte.
Thank you. Thank you very much indeed. Thank you. Go on, Fab Worlds of Anderson. You carry on while I chow down.
And as ever with these Anderson events and fan events all over the world, we're seeing an ever-expanding contingent of cosplayers, which I'm always very, very happy to see.
Yes.
And here are some of them. Amazing. We've got a Scott and a Virgil Tracy, Captain Scarlet, Alien from UFO, and Marina right there.
Yeah, great. Looks lovely. Beautiful, yeah.
And also a bigger selection here from, I guess this is from a different day. So we've got a serious contingent from Spectrum there. Troy Tempest from Stingray. We've got a Space Precinct cosplayer there, which I'm sure will be happy.
Of course.
And Stephen Dr. Venus. So fantastic work from the cosplayers. I believe their group is called Operation Cover Up.
Indeed, yes.
And in fact,
you might be right.
The Lieutenant Green hat you can see up there is a gift courtesy of Chris and Co at Operation Cover Up. So thank you, folks, for that.
Yeah, lots of great comments here. It's chutney time, says Ross Patterson. Chutney Live, says Don Chandler. Chutney, says Elliot Webb.
What flavour chutney is it?
It
is fig, date and balsamic chutney.
It's delicious.
It is really nice.
It is nice.
Yeah. Anyway, Richard, come on. We've got more things to do.
You read it out.
Yeah,
come on. You picked it up and looked at the label.
I've got some more images from Fab Worlds of Anderson,
right.
Space Centre, from Michael Horgan. Have you got his email?
Nope.
Okay, well, Michael said nice things about the podcast and Fab Live and stuff. So here's a few other bits and pieces. Who's that right there? I can see. It's only Lee Sullivan.
Oh, look. There he is. Bless him.
Co-host of one of our episodes. I can't remember. Fab Live 8?
Something or other.
7? 9?
I don't know.
So fabulous comic artist Lee Sullivan. In fact, up there, again on the wall, 2 prints by Lee. An SPV from Captain Scarlet and Cybermen vs. Daleks battle scene, which I really love.
Now, AC actually got in touch. Andrew Clement said, hi, Richard and Jamie. Actually, he said, hi, Richie and Jamud.
Brilliant.
Yeah, hoping that would cover all bases. We have a little ongoing thing on the podcast about billing, don't we, Jamie?
They don't want to know about that.
I hope everyone who attended the Fab Worlds of Anderson in Leicester had a fantastic time. I certainly did, says AC. There's something really magic when Gerry Anderson fans get together, and it's lovely to be part of it.
It is.
We even had our own mini disaster. Do you know about this? When a light caught fire inside the ceiling.
No.
But thanks to the brilliant staff at the Space Centre, the incident was quickly brought under control, and normal service was resumed with the minimum of disruption.
Thank goodness for that.
I also had a chance to speak with Shane and Sheila Rimmer. I got a lovely surprise when they made their way to Gerry Anderson's store table, and Shane remembered that I had made him a model of Dick Spanner and presented it to him at a convention in Maidenhead last year. He says it now occupies pride of place. On a shelf in his study. So
I've seen it.
Oh, there
it
you
does.
go.
Because I was at Shea Rimmer the other day doing a podcast interview.
Yeah, that's right.
And there is AC with Shane and Sheila.
Ah, lovely. Yes.
Bless them.
Yeah. Sheila hasn't got her plums, I see.
No, not this time. Probably ate them before she went. If you don't know what the plums thing is about, then go
you should be listening to the podcast.
Listen to Pod 15.
Yeah.
I've got a couple more pictures from Michael Horgan.
Great, let's see
from
them.
Fab Worlds. That is a very cool Thunderbird one on display.
I like that.
There. I'm really sad I wasn't able to go to this now. And a massive selection of decapitated puppet heads.
It's a bit gruesome,
slightly
isn't it?
gruesome, but fascinating at the same time.
Yeah.
So, Michael, thanks for those. What else have we got on the list, Richard?
Sorry.
I can see that you're busy eating cheese, but we really
No,
must
I'm
press
looking at
on.
people's comments. People are saying hello to Charlotte. That's all.
Hi, Charlotte, says Ashley Bell.
Yeah. So we've got Duncan Moss.
Yes.
Duncan Moss, in the spirit of Firestorm excitement, absolutely, we're all excited for Firestorm. Duncan says, here's a photo of some small Firestorm models issued in Japan during the showing of the original animated series. Let's have a look at that.
There they are.
Now, Jamie.
Yeah.
I wonder if you can tell us then, is that indicative of the sort of things we might be seeing in the brand new Gerry Anderson's Firestorm?
Well, so those are all based on Steve Begg's original designs, except for the small vehicle on the front left, which is a Mike Trim design. They're getting slight updates.
Yeah.
And there'll be some new vehicles too.
Right.
Would everybody like to see some new vehicles?
Of course.
Or a new vehicle.
Of course, go on then.
I can't really hide it now.
No, you can't really. Are you going to be able to fit that in? Oh, there you go.
Certainly try, yeah.
Look at this.
So here it is. Designed and built by David Tremont of Weta. This is the Cyclone miniature used in the minisode itself. It's a sort of over-water skimmer type vehicle. It's
beautiful.
Pretty cool, I think.
It's lovely, isn't it?
It's a really, really lovely piece.
Yeah.
So, yes, thank you, Dave Tremont, for that.
Yeah, wow,
Hope
says
you like the
James
miniature.
Pilson Wood. Yes,
There's
absolutely.
nothing quite like a real model, is there?
Yeah, it's beautiful, isn't it?
So there we go.
Yeah.
But yes, the other vehicles you can see there are Tornado, Thunderbolt, Sea Shark, I think it's called.
Yeah.
Well, they were probably going to completely redesign that, and then Ocean Storm with Tornado in the background.
Great. So have you sort of given yourself pretty much free rein to redesign these vehicles, or are you taking them, you know, as a starting point and developing them from there, from these original designs?
Well, Steve Begg, who designed the originals, is still he's very heavily involved. So it's Steve updating them.
Okay,
so,
great.
There you go.
Yeah, brilliant. Do you have any camembert, says Will Ferrell?
No, I've only got goat's cheese and black sticks blue left. What have you got?
I've got a bit of brie here, actually, just
Very
to finish
nice.
off. Yeah.
Anyway, moving on.
Yeah, moving on. Then we have... Oh, this is from Elliot. He has, as requested via the Firestorm page on Facebook Messenger, here are the files for my Minecraft builds.
Which I've got, but I don't have the pictures, Elliot. I'm really sorry. They are lovely, but we're going to put them on the Firestorm Facebook page in due course.
Yeah, great.
So sit tight for that.
Sorry about that. Scott the Cleaky and his Norcon pictures.
I've got those.
Here are some pictures of me, Ross Patterson, and Mark Simpson Wedge at Norcon, and me with Shane Rimmer and my Hall of Autographs from Shane, which is my Thunderbirds Kickstarter episodes.
There's the gang at Norcon.
Mm-hmm.
Did you go to Norcon? I hope you had a good time. They had the orchestra, the Norfolk Pop Orchestra playing Thunderbirds theme.
Lovely.
Which is great.
Yeah.
And here is Scott with Shane in his Thunderbirds cosplay T-shirt.
That's right, yes.
Which I think he must have got from the Gerry Anderson store.
Yeah, I think he might have done. He says, plus, Ross Patterson thought of a gesture for Matt Zimmerman, who couldn't make it. A get well soon card from me, him, Mark, and the staff, and other celebrity guests from Norcon. So, yeah, get well soon to Matt Zimmerman. Get your nose out of my cheese, which is not a phrase you very often hear on Fab Live. I'm talking to you, not to Jamie.
No, I haven't got my nose in your cheese. Eric, go away.
Eric, now then. Yeah, great. Right, then we have Scott Sadler.
Who
got in touch.
I've got Scott somewhere. Go on, start.
Scott Sam says, hello, Jamie and Richard. It's Toby, in fact, writing to us.
Toby is Scott's son.
Yeah. I thought you'd like to know that the Fab Worlds of Anderson was amazing. We were there from when it opened to when it closed, as we found there was so much to do and see. I loved meeting Shane Rimmer, says Toby, and getting an autograph from him, and loved the Anderson store stall with all the special bits and bobs for sale. Here's a photo of me and the one and only Scott Tracy.
Ah, isn't that nice?
Great.
Now, Richard, we were discussing this just earlier on this evening, that there are so many 6, 7, 8, 9-year-old kids all over the world who absolutely love these 50-plus-year-old TV shows, which is just fantastic.
Yeah, that's right.
So, they are timeless and always appealing.
Yeah, and as a parent, it's great to be able to share your loves and interests from when you were a child with your own child and to see that they absolutely get it.
Yeah, they don't just go, oh, right, Dad, it's a bit boring.
Like
they
my
actually
children
love
do.
it. They actually love it. So that's fantastic. Thank you, Toby.
Jenny Shirt says, Eric.
Oh, naughty Eric. Don't say his name
Oh,
until
no,
come
no,
over.
no, that's torn it, isn't it? Yes, hello. Yep.
Come on, Richard, what's next on the
Okay,
roster?
then we have, well, that's all I've got.
Is that all you've got?
Yeah. I've got up to the Fabs and Fibs now.
Right, well, I've got Andrew Tapsell's cake.
Right. Nice.
There's a Thunderbird 1
That's
cake
beautiful.
to rival the Thunderbird 2 thing we saw earlier on.
Yeah.
I've also got Pierre Fontaine's stuff.
Now, this takes a bit of explanation, doesn't it?
Does it? It doesn't have to.
Okay, well, I won't then.
We know Pierre from the podcast, where I've been randomly guessing Pantone colours to match up with Gerry Anderson Craft. And I've had quite a good success rate, about 66% success.
Yeah.
Anyway, Pierre has been doing all sorts of building in, I think it's card, isn't it? You've got the email on your printouts.
Where?
In your printouts. You've
Oh,
got the things
yes.
I printed
You
out
printed
for
some
you.
out for me.
Get them out, and I'm going to eat my cheese.
So too intent on eating my cheese.
The
No.
wrong one.
Pierre. Hi,
Right.
Jamie and Richard. Hi, Pierre.
Hi, Pierre.
Yes, I'm your PMS colour checking friend from the United States. Well, thanks for joining us. I just wanted to write and say how much I enjoy both your Fab Live shows as well as your podcasts. Gerry Anderson shows were enormously influential to me. From the time I could pick up scissors and glue, I've made my own models and wanted to share some of my Gerry Anderson-related paper models with you. The Eagle cockpit is the oldest model I still have, made in 1976 when I was around 13 years old, though
Isn't
I
that
made
great?
many others that haven't survived.
Look
It's
at that.
beautiful. So detailed. That's really lovely. Most of the other models were designed and built from 1999 through to 2010 when inkjet printers became affordable, and I learned how to use paint software on my PC. They were all designed to be downloaded and printed on your home printer on cardstock. The Fireball XL5 model has been pretty widely distributed on the internet because of the number of forums it's been shared on.
It's fantastic. Look at that.
I stepped away from the hobby for a bit, but have recently begun designing again. Quite right too. How can you step away from that? That's amazing.
Perhaps we'll see some Firestorm videos.
Yeah, well, that
in
would be
due course.
lovely.
But also, here's a Shadow Mobile for you, which I thought you'd all love.
Great.
So yeah, Pierre, send us the files and send us some links, and
Yes.
we'll put them up on the Gerry Anderson website because
Yes.
they're very cool, and
That's
I'm
right.
actually inspired to build them myself.
Yes.
Who else have
Yeah,
you
so we've
got
done
there?
a cake. Well, no, we need Nigel Smith, don't we?
Oh,
Which is the inflatable.
I've got a terrible feeling I didn't.
Oh,
download it.
Jamie, I've been looking forward to that all month. We've been promising him we'd show
really
it.
Sorry, I haven't.
Have you not got it?
No, I might be able to. Can I get it really quickly? I don't know if I can.
Do you want to dig around while I explain what it's all about?
Yeah, try.
Well, now,
I'll do my best.
so Nigel Smith got in touch with the podcast at gerryanderson.co.uk, to tell us that he had an inflatable Thunderbird 1, which I think had come second only to his sister's inflatable in a competition while he was on holiday. And we were very excited to see that his sister's inflatable was in fact a giant inflatable chocolate digestive biscuit. So we asked Nigel to send us a picture of the giant inflatable chocolate digestive biscuit, and he very kindly did. And Jamie has neglected to include it.
I just downloaded it, but I
tonight's
can't
broadcast.
find it there. That's weird, isn't it?
No, not going to happen.
I mean, you can see it right there,
Yeah,
but it just doesn't want to download.
downloading image 1, look.
Yeah.
Right, where is it then?
Oh, it's there. It's because it's got no dot.
Ah, okay.
I mean, this is fascinating for everybody watching at home, isn't it?
It is really, yes. I suppose I could be reading some more comments.
Well, I'm going to try and put it in. Here we go. There it is. Right, I'm just going to correct the size. It's on its side.
It's on its side, but
that's
there.
The best I can do in short order. 90 degrees clockwise.
Well done, Jamie.
And
very good. There you go.
Oh,
well.
Well, that's the best we're going to get. Look, there it is. Thunderbird 1 on a chocolate digestive biscuit, which is exactly what all of you have tuned in for, isn't it, Richard?
Absolutely.
That was worth every minute of the wait. Terribly sorry, everyone.
Great. Oh, Jamie, what a plonker, says Thomas Anthony Evans. I mean, you try your best for people, don't you?
I really do.
Professional standards, says Robert M. Cassidy.
Yes.
Yeah, thanks, Rob.
That's what we're known for.
Yeah. That is funny, though,
Right.
says Scott. Yeah. New launch pad, says Elliot Webb. Exactly.
Floating
Isn't
launch
that great?
pad. Yeah, it's very SpaceX, isn't it?
Isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Great. And I think that's just about it from the emails that we had at fablive@gerryanderson.co.uk. And you can send you can send them throughout the next few weeks for our next broadcast, which will be on November the 5th. That's a nice, easy one to remember.
Yeah.
In the meantime, you can email us on the podcast as well, podcast@gerryanderson.co.uk, and we'll try and read out your emails there. It comes out every Monday, and you can subscribe. We haven't said all that, have we?
Yeah, subscribe it to rate and review, and that'd be great.
Yeah. Jamie, do I have your blessing to make a Captain Scarlet movie when I finish film school, says Daniel Shillito. He says, I'll need a cast. Any suggestions?
Well, it's not up to me if you can make it or not. Unfortunately, that's down to ITV.
But as for a cast, I mean,
well,
I'm free from January.
We know some dark-haired, heroic actors.
Square
George.
Yeah, we do.
I mean,
Wayne Forrester. Yeah, great.
Anyway, look, this is Minnie. Minnie says hi, and Minnie's now going away.
Bye-bye.
Bye, Minnie. No, not onto Richard's lap, down there.
Or on my plate, more importantly.
Yeah.
Great.
I think that definitely it. What about Steve Horsley's 3-bit graphics?
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Great.
You may have seen these. I just love them. These teletext style. For any of you kids out there, teletext was what we had before the internet.
That's right, pretty much. You're right.
Where you could go to various 3-digit pages via your television and find
book a holiday, look at the weather.
Images like this.
Yeah,
I mean, but they are lovely. It's just so nice to see things sort of simplified to such a degree. Really, really nice work, Steve. Thank you very much. You can find Steve on Twitter, but I can't remember his Twitter name. Isn't that terrible?
Oh, Jamie. Yeah,
but if you look for this sort of stuff, you just search for, I'm sure, Horsley on there. Anyway, look, lovely stuff, Steve. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Where's Di, says Morty Vicker.
Di the cat?
Yeah.
I don't know where Di is.
No.
She's out somewhere.
Yeah.
Anyway, Richard.
Yeah.
I think we've done enough.
Yeah, well, there's just some casting suggestions coming through for Captain Scarlet.
Oh, really? Who's coming up there?
Elliot Webb says, who's that one actor? He was in Space Precinct. James Richards or something. Can't think who he means.
Rob Youngblood.
I mean, if I were in
Rob
Space
Youngblood.
Precinct, I'd talk about it all the time.
You never mention it, so you can't have been. But yeah, Rob Youngblood would be good Captain Scarlet, wouldn't he?
Yeah, well, I mean, I was thinking a little close to home. Yeah.
Someone British.
Well, yeah, British. Yeah, and available.
You're gonna recast Scarlet and go for Simone Bendix?
Yes, thank you. Let's move on, shall we?
Okay.
Great.
Shall we do a game?
A game, not a game, the game.
Well, it's not the game, is it? It's the other game.
Well, which one are you thinking of then? Let's do that then.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Here we go then for some fun for all with Blankety Blank.
Appearing tonight on Virtual Tracy, Destiny Angel, Officer Orange, Atlanta Shore, Captain Scarlet, and Dr. Venus. And here are your hosts, Richard James and Jamie Anderson.
There we are. Blankety Blank. The old Blankety Blank checkbook and penny. Now there's a
It's
bit
very
of
good, Richard. It's very good.
Thanks. Andrew Clements wants a shout out for the Brill Tim of official Gerry Anderson Customer Services.
Tim is awesome.
So, I think we ought to do that before we go any further.
Yes, if you've ever bought stuff or had any kind of problem with like returns or sizing or anything like that, if you've ever got a question, Tim is the guy that you're dealing with, and Tim is wonderful and works incredibly hard. In fact, he was emailing me on Sunday when he was working on a Sunday
busy
to help people out.
Yeah,
so,
that's great.
Yes, cheers, Tim.
So Keith Roberts says he's not very good at this game. Andrew CS says,
Neither are we.
okay, I hope it won't be too difficult. And Martin Siggy Smith says, yes, the VHS Blankety Blank credits. Yeah, thanks. That was AC, I think, wasn't it?
It was AC.
Yes, great. Right, so here we go.
Cheers,
So
AC.
we all know Blankety Blank, don't we, from back in the day? What? Are you shaking your head or nodding? Oh, drinking.
No, I was
You're
drinking.
Sorry. Yeah, I'm going to give you a phrase from a Gerry Anderson show from over the years, and it's just simply up to you to fill in the blanks. We've gone a bit lo-fi again. I've written these down on a piece of paper. Here's the first one. So what I need to know is the missing word. If you can tell me the character that said it and the episode title of the series, that's extra points.
Yeah.
So here we go. Let's see if you can see that. If I've got to get really... Oh, that's not too bad, is it?
That's all right, yeah. Can you lean like that?
Yeah, it means I'm really close to the mic, though. I can make it really intimate. I fail to see why you're still laughing, Virgil. I just don't like blank. That's all. So I would like, please, the series that it's from. Tell me the character if you can, and an episode title for bonus points. I fail to see why you're still laughing, Virgil. I just don't like blank. That's all. So
Cheese.
See, cheese. Yeah, could be cheese.
No,
could be that.
impossible.
Yeah. Cheese, says Don Chandler, yes. Seconded for Richard to be cast as Magenta. Yes, thank you, Jen. We're moving on now. We're moving on. Thunderbirds, says Ross Patterson. I just don't like Thunderbirds. Or do you mean it's from Thunderbirds?
Maria Gray's got it. Elliot Webb's got it.
Yeah.
Scott McLeady's got it.
Well, that's interesting. Andrew Clements says cheese, said by the mighty Atom in the episode Ricochet. Wink face.
I think he's pulling our...
But Mark Simpson-Wedge is quite right, of course, and many others as well. Elliot Webb, Lady Penelope, Mice, the mighty Atom.
Put them out of their misery with the proper physical reveal.
There you go. How's that?
Fantastic.
Right. One. There are 3 of these, by the way. Didn't mention that, right.
Don't worry, we're almost a third of the way through.
That's not what I said that for. Now blame Chris Dale for this one, not me. I distanced myself from this one.
Yeah, this is not Richard's fault. This is Chris.
No, Chris Dale said this in. He said it's very well. Make of it what you can. Whitehall's ambivalent blank. Now, if you get this, I will literally eat
all the grapes left on your plate.
Well, that's okay. I mean, I was going to anyway, but
okay.
Yeah,
Whitehall's.
Yeah, okay. Whitehall's ambivalent blank. So again, if you can tell me what that's from and who said it, then you're more of a man than I'd ever be. Lady Penelope Thunderbird, says Keena Pritchard. No, I think you're still on the old mice one, aren't you? Martin Smiggy Smith is lolling. Keith Roberts says yeah.
Bureaucrats. That's a good guess.
Yeah,
but it's not the one.
No, it's not.
Socks. It's not the one. Dungarees. It's not the one.
Yeah, bondage. Well, no, I don't think so.
Cheese.
No. Good. So the answer, well, this is from Harry's Rule, which is an episode of The Protectors, I believe.
Harry Rule is the character.
Yeah, that's right.
It's from what? Is it Wham?
Is it?
It
is. And the answer is Mugwumps. Mugwumps.
Whitehall's ambivalent Mugwumps.
I mean, I don't really know.
Never thought I'd say that before.
No. So thank you. I say thank you to Chris Dale. But
I mean, you're mispronouncing it. But yeah, thanks, Chris.
Do you want to do it next time?
No. I say, don't worry. I'll explain later.
Oh, okay.
Thank you very much.
Yes. Okay.
Thanks, Chris.
Right. Yes. Thanks, Chris. Right. Next one is the final one. I consider my favourite. Have a go at this. I thank you for such kind words, Colonel Anderson. Now, would you please blank your blank? Thank you.
Finish off your cheese.
Could be finish off your cheese.
I have done.
Thank you for such kind words, Colonel Anderson. Now, would you please blank your blank?
Blank your blank.
Yes, what could that be? Any guesses at home? Be great if you can give me the character and the episode title of the series for extra points.
Rob Casti says, Chris Dale, leave Cloudbase immediately.
Yes, exactly.
Fair enough. That's a good call.
Sign off your check from Thunderbirds? No, Lauren, I'm afraid not.
Put down your weapon. That's a good guess.
Yeah, it is. Now, please put down your weapon. Yeah, no, but it's not. Give me your cake, says Don Chandler. He's obsessed with cake. I think he mentioned it earlier. Yeah. Maybe it was the whole extreme caking thing. That's,
we've been talking about cake since 2 o'clock, though.
Yeah.
So.
Refresh Twitch page, says Thomas Anthony Evans. But Shirley A. Burton is stumped on this one. Pull up your pants, says Nick McCarthy. Well, no, it's not. It's not pull up your pants, but actually you're
not far off.
No, you're closer than you might think. Roll up your sleeve. There you go. Roll up your sleeve. That's Venus from Invasion Earth, an episode of Fireball XL5.
That's a good one.
How's that?
A really nice selection, I think.
Yeah, particularly Chris's.
From the relatively simple to the impossible, and then slightly back again.
Yeah,
so.
That's right. Which is perfect, isn't it?
There you go.
Great.
Daniel Shillito says, "Finish the wine."
Yes.
We
well,
will.
That's not a bad idea, actually, is it?
Actually, it's not wine, is it?
No, it's not.
Cheers.
Cheers.
It's Ribena.
Yeah, obviously.
Right.
Yeah, that's good.
Now, they've had enough of that game.
Oh, I see. Everyone's a critic.
People are leaving in their droves.
Are they?
No, they're not really. They're doing very well.
Just looking at the viewing figures.
No, we're still good.
Yeah, right. Sorry, I do apologise for my squeaky chair, by the way.
It's quite squeaky.
It is, isn't it?
I'm sure they can't hear. Look, anyway.
What?
People have... what's that? Can you make a small Thunderbirds hat for the Dachshund, please? That is a great... Hang on.
That's so got to happen. Oh, no.
Well, I've got a small Thunderbirds hat up there, you see. So, shall I just give me a minute? I mean, is this animal abuse? It's not animal abuse.
I don't think so. I mean, as long as it's consensual, I suppose.
Come on. Yeah. Right.
Honestly, you really should be careful what you wish for.
Your wish is our command. I don't think this is going to work very well because she won't like
Someone get a screenshot of this. Okay? And zoom in on it.
There
you go. Screenshot and zoom in.
Happy?
Post it somewhere for us to see. No, that's very cruel, isn't
Poor
it?
Minnie.
Yeah.
Good girl. Oh, Sauce wasn't very impressed either. Right, off you go.
No, this really is dog central, isn't it?
Yeah. Ridiculous nonsense. Sauce, be quiet, please. Thank you. Right, that was bizarre.
Great.
Shall we move on?
Yeah, I think we ought to. Probably get into trouble, don't you?
I really think we should. Look, I think it's time for everybody's favourite game.
Oh, Jamie, come on, a bit more enthusiasm.
It's time for everyone's favourite game.
That's it. It's an upward inflection. That's all you need. Yeah, it's Fab or Fib.
That's how we do it.
Yeah,
and
great.
if you remember these days...
Oh, yeah.
I attempt to sketch the Fabs and Fibs in real time. I don't know what they are, so it's a complete surprise. And all I'm armed with is a selection of old pens and highlighters.
Yes, exactly. So I'm going to give you 5 facts from the Gerry Anderson universe, only of which is true, i.e. Fab. The other 4 are Fibs. And it's up to you to decide which is Fab and which of them are Fibs. So, here's the main rule. You cannot say Fab more than once. If you've used your Fab, that's it. Then all the rest are Fibs. Okay? You cannot go back and change your mind.
I'm not going to.
And Jamie is going to draw out each of these little scenarios. Oh, that's rather nice, isn't it?
Probably ruins the sound.
Okay, fine.
Anyway.
Right, are you ready?
No, because this always goes terribly wrong.
Okay, good. Right. In the first episode of Supercar...
Yeah.
With me? The crew's first mission is to save the passengers of a downed private plane. 2 of the rescued, young Jimmy Gibson and his pet monkey Mitch, are invited to share in future adventures.
Uh-huh.
Right? More familiar with that? Well, did you know this scenario was actually based on a true story featuring the rescue of a small boy and his chimpanzee in the 1930s? The young boy was called Reginald Hill, who grew up to co-create Supercar with Gerry Anderson. Is that Fab or Fib? Is it Fab or Fib? First episode of Supercar, the crew's first mission is to save the passengers of a downed private plane. 2 of the rescued, young Jimmy Gibson and his pet monkey Mitch, are invited to share in future adventures. Now, this scenario was actually based on a true story featuring the rescue of a small boy and his chimpanzee in the 1930s. The young boy was called Reginald Hill, who grew up to co-create Supercar with Gerry Anderson. Fib says Andrew Sierre. Fib says Ross Patterson. Fib says Neil Robert Holloway. Fib says James Pilson Wood. Fib says Mark Simpson Wedge. Harry Rayner Fib. Brian Coombs, hello Brian, says Fib. Well, that's a load of Fib, says Andrew Clements. How are we doing, Jamie?
Not well.
You're going to love this. I've just had a sneak peek. Oh, I'm in low power mode now. Oh dear. Let's just get those comments back. But yeah, lots of Fibs. I'm going to Fib it, says Willow Samantha Landon. Don Chandler Fib. Keith Roberts Fib. Scott Bickley Fib. Jenny Shirt says Fab. Thank you. And look at that. Beautiful work of art. What do we have there, Jamie?
That is Jimmy Gibson or Reginald Hill and his pet chimp in a life raft in the sea.
Very good. Excellent. Nicely done.
I think like you're mocking me a little.
Not at all. Lots of Fibs there. So let's see how you get on with the next one. Space Precinct Director John Glenn
what?
was often mistaken for the American astronaut of the same name. The situation coming to a head when he was invited to open a school in Texas and talk about his experiences in space. Luckily, John Glenn had edited the 1979 James Bond movie Moonraker, which featured the space shuttle, and so was able to talk at length about space exploration, and the school pupils were none the wiser. Fab or Fib? Space Precinct director John Glenn was often mistaken for the American astronaut of the same name, the situation finally coming to a head when he was invited to open a school in Texas and give a talk about his experiences in space. Luckily, John Glenn had edited the 1979 James Bond movie Moonraker, which featured the space shuttle, and so was able to talk at length about space exploration, and the school's pupils were none the wiser. Fab or fib? Well, here we go. Fib says Ross Patterson. Fib says Neil Holloway again. Fib shrugs like Obama, says Andrew Sierre. Fib says Elliot Webb. Really? Well, Fib says Christopher Bate. Okay, fine. Jenny Shirt. Well, just a load of emojis there. Don't even know what that means. Fib says Mark Simpson Wedge. Jamie, how's your... Right.
Can you see what it is?
That's good. Yes, I
see
do
what
like
I've
it.
done there?
Yeah.
So, this is John Glenn. You see, he's opening the school.
Yes, a
with
pair of scissors.
A pair of scissors cutting the ribbon.
And he's
to
got
the
a
school door.
clapperboard in
But
his hand.
He's behind his back.
Yeah.
He's hiding the fact that he's a director.
That's very good. That's really good.
He's even worn a tie for the occasion, would you believe?
Yeah. Ashley Bell says Fab for that one. Jen Whitby says we should get Lee Sullivan back and get him to draw.
All right, Jen, I won't take that personally. You're probably right, though. That would be good. Right.
Keith Conan says Fab. I'm going to regret this, says Robert Cassidy, but Fab. Okay, great. Fancy another one?
Not really. Can we stop
Okay,
now?
this is number 3 of 5. FX Supremo, Steve Begg. Responsible for the effects and model work on such Anderson series as Space Precinct, Terrorhawks, and the forthcoming Firestorm minisode, began his career in blowing things up at an early age when he was responsible for destroying his father's garden shed with a bottle of lighter fuel and some fireworks. Fab or fib? Fab or fib? Steve Begg, responsible for the effects and model work on such Anderson series as Space Precinct, Terrorhawks, and the forthcoming Firestorm minisode, began his career in blowing things up at an early age when he was responsible for destroying his father's garden shed with a bottle of lighter fuel and some fireworks. Is that fab or fib? Fab, says Michael Tharm. Fab, says James Pilson Wood. Fab, says Martin Smiggy Smith. Fab, says Lauren Gradwell. Well, this is amazing, but remember, now you've used your fab, you can't use it again. That sounds like a fib, says Shirley Burton. Andrew Sierre, fib, obviously. Well, many people disagree with you, Andrew. Lots of people saying fab. Could be fab, says Steve Bushell. Fab, says Elliot Webb. Any story with an explosion must be true. Fair enough. But Jenny Shirt says fib. Harry Rayner says fab. Well, this is splitting opinion. Willow Samantha Lambden says I'm going to fab this one. Oh man, good story, but I'm guessing fib, says Ross Patterson. And Jen Whitby says, I love your drawings. Well,
Jen, that's because I thought you insulted me earlier on. You're just being nice now.
Okay, let's have a look.
I mean, it's pretty simple.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
It's pretty simple.
There's Steve, look.
There's naughty young Stephen Begg in the foreground there. He had quite curly hair, I think, as a kiddie. And the garden shed going up in flames. Now, I will add that for authenticity, this here where it says boom, that is a very Steve Begg thing to do. When he does concept art, he quite often puts in a sound effect.
Does he now?
I've got some right there.
Yeah.
And it's got like kapow, kabam,
great,
wunch.
Excellent.
That sort of noise.
Good.
So, yes, there you go. Oh, dear.
Right, you're going to love this one.
That means I won't, Richard.
Right, number 4. And some of you have used your fabs already, remember? But anyway, everyone knows Telly Savalas from TV's Kojak. But did you know he was lined up to play a part in Gerry Anderson's last live-action series, Space Precinct? He was to play an Earth Police Commissioner in New York to whom Lieutenant Brogan would report back every episode. The deal was done, contracts were signed, but sadly Telly Savalas died before production commenced. Fab or fib? This is number 4. If you've used your fab already, well, this has got to be a fib. Everyone knows Telly Savalas from TV's Kojak, but did you know he was lined up to play a part in Gerry Anderson's last live-action series, Space Precinct? He was to play an Earth Police Commissioner in New York to whom Lieutenant Brogan would report back every episode. The deal was done, contracts were signed, but sadly Telly Savalas died before production commenced. Fib says Jenny Shirt. Fib says Jeremy Abernethy, I think. I can't quite read that, beg your pardon. Carl Morris says fib. Graham says fib. Keith Roberts, fib. Lots of fibs. Robert Cassidy, fib. Scott Bickley says fib. Charlotte Bone, fib. Well, you're all pretty certain of yourselves, aren't you? Fib. Has to be, as I'm fabbed out, says Martin. Exactly. Used it already. Jamie? Oh, look. That's pretty good. Look, I see Telly Savalas with his famous lollipop from Kojak, standing outside L&M stage at Pinewood, where we shot the series. Very good. That's a lovely detail. That's great. It does look like Telly Savalas.
Yes.
Nicely done. I wish it was true, though, says Robert Cassidy. Fib, says Mark Wibson. Mark Wibson Wedge.
Fibson Wedge.
Yeah. Maria Gray says Fib. Nick McCarty, Fib. Keats Conan, Fib. Well,
I'm so glad this is the last one.
We'll see, because we've got one more to go. Supercar's Mike Mercury.
Another supercar.
Was employed by the Department of Education in the 1960s to promote the use of the element mercury in children's toothpaste. A campaign that was quickly wrapped up when it was discovered that, as mercury is in fact a toxic metal, it gave them far more than a smile that was whiter than white. Fib or fab? Fab or fib? If you've used your fabs, that's it. This has got to be a fib. If you haven't used a fab yet, well, this has got to be a fab. Supercar's Mike Mercury was employed by the Department of Education in the 1960s to promote the use of the element mercury in children's toothpaste, a campaign that was quickly wrapped up when it was discovered that, as mercury is in fact a toxic metal, it gave them far more than a smile that was whiter than white. Fib, says Lauren Gradwell. Fib, says Mark Smith. Fib, says Ashley Bell. I've used all my fibs, says Mark Simpson Wedge, so it's fab for me. Fib, says Chris Honey. Fib, says Chris Dale. Fib, says Andrew Clements. Fib, says Jenny Shirt. Well. This is something. That's not a bad Mike Mercury, you know.
It's a terrible Mike Mercury.
Mind you, I have been drinking. Fib, says Robert Cassidy. Fib, number 3 is fab, says Steve Bushell. No, you think so?
I give up.
Okay, well, let's have a look at your picture. That's very nice. Right.
Just coloured in the toothpaste box. Bear in mind, I think that Mike Mercury is quite a creepy puppet. I tried to make him look creepy. But there is Mike Mercury with a toothbrush with some toothpaste on it and the pack. And I think that's right. MG is the chemical element for mercury. Is that right?
Is it now? I don't know.
HG, MG, whatever.
Whatever, yeah. Well, Graham says it's got to be a fab,
Must be
but
HG.
he's not convinced. Fab, says Randall Wall. Fib, I think number 1 is fab, says Jenny Shirt. I want that Space 1999 t-shirt, says Steve. Yeah, well, you can't. Fib says, well, you can. It's probably on the website, isn't it?
It will be, yeah.
Yeah, this is harder than the last fab or fib, says Mark Simpson Wedge. Yes, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, isn't it? Okay, well, there are your 5 facts. You should all have gone through them now, and everyone should have spent their fab, really. But only the once, of course. So Ross Patterson says that number 4 is a fab. Okay, right.
Right.
Shall we eliminate a few?
Well, do you want to go back through them first, or?
Okay, so the first episode of Supercar, was it actually based on the rescue of Reginald Hill and his chimpanzee, who then grew up to create Supercar with Gerry?
Not the chimpanzee, Reginald Hill?
Yeah. Was Space Precinct director John Glenn often mistaken for John Glenn the astronaut and had to give a talk to a Texan school? Was FX Supremo Steve Begg's first venture into his career of blowing things up, destroying his father's garden shed with a bottle of lighter fuel and some fireworks when he was a boy? And did Telly Savalas, was he lined up to play a character in Space Precinct? And finally,
most creepily of all,
did Supercar's Mike Mercury advertise toothpaste, children's toothpaste, to promote the use of the element mercury for the Department of Education in the 1960s? Number 1, says Jenny Shirt. Well, number 3, says Andrew Clements. Fab for 4, says Chris Dale. He thinks Telly Savalas might have been up to play a part in Space Precinct 3, says Daniel Shillito. Well, let's put them out of their misery then. I can tell you now, it wasn't Mike Mercury and the toothpaste for children.
Good, because it's too creepy to...
It really is quite dark, that one, isn't it? It wasn't Steve Begg blowing up his father's shed with some lighter fuel and
although that
fireworks.
is the sort of thing I think...
I mean, actually, it could quite possibly have happened.
Even now.
Yeah. It was not director John Glenn being mistaken for the astronaut or being asked to open a school in Texas.
So, it's either
Telly Savalas being in line to play a role in Space Precinct, or Supercar. Jimmy Gibson and his pet monkey in the first episode being based on Reginald Hill being rescued and then growing up to create the series himself. I mean, which of those is the more likely?
I really don't know. They seem equally unlikely.
They do, really, don't they? But I can tell you quite confidently that Telly Savalas was indeed in line to play a role in Space Precinct.
There you go.
Yeah, he was to be Lieutenant Brogan's Earth-based commissioner or superior, to which he would report back at the end of each episode. Rather like Mork and Mindy. Did you ever see that? No. Mork calling Orson, coming Orson, all that? Yeah. Anyway. Yeah, not the monkey rescue, says James Pilson Wood. No, I'm afraid not. No. Telly, says Chris Dale. Yes, you were right. But then Chris Dale would know, wouldn't he?
He would know.
Because he probably read that book that I read about half an hour ago.
Probably.
Yeah. So there you go. That's it for this month's Fab or Fib. Well done, Jamie.
It is.
I must say your artistic skills are coming on very nicely.
Really? I'm not so sure, Richard, but thanks very much for your charitable comments anyway.
Oh dear, that's great. Well done. So that's it for all my fun and games for the month. No doubt we'll have many more next time.
We will.
We will on November the 5th.
Yes.
Yeah. Make a date for your diary.
Yes, November the 5th for the unveiling of the Parker Black and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
In the meantime, there's so many bits and pieces that people should be doing.
Yes. Listening to the podcast.
Yeah, so go and listen to the podcast if you haven't already and subscribe. Give us a rating and a review and share it for us. That would be great.
Yeah.
www.gerryanderson.co.uk/podcast after this not podcast. Do join us for the premiere of Firestorm's mini-sode.
Wow.
If you can do it in person, MCM Comic Con London on Saturday the 27th of October.
Yeah.
If you can't do it in person, firestormhq.com on the 27th of October about 1:45 p.m. And once it's up there, please share it as far and wide as possible. The more people see it, the sooner we can get to, more people seeing more of it.
Yes.
Should we say?
Yes.
Also, end of the Thunderbirds Day sale, so do pop along to the Gerry Anderson store, grab yourself a bargain, and make sure you grab yourself the limited edition Thunderbirds Day 2018 t-shirt, which is only available until 11:59 p.m. tonight UK time. That's not very long away at all, is it? That's like 3.5 hours.
Yeah.
So not long to grab one of those.
Charlotte Bone says she doesn't know if she can make the next episode. Well, Charlotte, they're up on Facebook. They'll be up on YouTube as well. So if you can't watch it live, you can catch it up after the event. I'm just mopping up a few more comments here.
Yeah, if you've got any final questions or comments, do share them with us before we disappear to eat our body weight in cheese.
Yes, Elliot Webb says Space Precinct worth a watch. Yay or nay, Richard? Still need to get round to it. Well, I mean, buy yourself the box set that's out in November.
Yep.
I think there'll be some special features on there as well that have maybe never been seen before.
Yes.
Possibly. Buy the soundtrack on the CD that's also out in November. Surround yourself with Space Precinct and then tell me what you think.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah, it is.
We love Space Precinct.
Absolutely. I made a Dalek from Lego once. True story, says Keith Roberts. Well, bully for you, but that's nice to know. Already ordered the Thunderbirds Day t-shirt, says Shirley Burton. Reminder, Operation Firestorm will commence on October 27th. Indeed it will.
Oh, it will.
Yeah. Bonfire night is Jenny Shirt's birthday.
Happy birthday, Jenny Shirt.
So that'll be nice.
Remember to wish her a
happy
happy birthday.
What role have you got to play in Firestorm, Jamie? Says Ross Patterson. Well, he's only bloody made it happen. That's all.
Hopefully producer. That's the only role I want.
Yeah, that's right. Blah, blah, blah. Torchy is a yay. Thanks, guys. Good night, says Left Terry.
Terry.
Any news on the three brother figures? That mean anything to you?
The Big Chief figures, where I stole the hat from them.
Yeah.
Delayed until December, we believe. That's the latest information we have from Big Chief.
Yeah.
Apparently.
Lovely show, says Thomas Evans. Thanks for cheering me up after a very long day. Well, you're very welcome, Thomas. That's
Thanks
nice,
for joining us after a long day.
Yeah, that's right. Thanks, guys. Says Keith Roberts. Got my Space Precinct on order. Just need Richard and Jamie to deface it, says Brian Coombs.
Well, with the skills I've got with a pen,
that's right.
It'll be defaced for sure.
That's right. Great Fab Live, guys, says Harry Rayner. Love my Captain Scarlet poster from the Anderson store, says Chris Honey. Space Precinct is worth a watch, says Gary Hodgkinson.
100%.
And so say all of us. Yeah. And I think that's probably about it, unless you've got anything more you want to say.
No, I don't think so.
Are we all spent?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we are.
No, it's been a busy Fab Live.
That's easy for you to say.
Clearly not.
Exactly, yeah.
I could just show off this 3D printed Ocean Storm from Firestorm.
Look at that.
It's quite a cool craft, isn't it?
Very sleek.
Double-hulled submarine. Tornado on the back there, which takes off via a breech launch.
Great. Wouldn't it be wonderful to see those in the shops one day?
Well, I hope we will see them in the shops one day.
Great?
They're lovely.
Yeah.
Another great Steve Begg design right there.
Yeah.
And actually fits really nicely in with all the other craft.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So.
Yes. So there we are. Well, we'll see you on November the 5th. And do remember to tune into the podcast every Monday.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining us.
Thanks, everyone.
Yeah.
I forgot I have to turn the stream off, don't I?
Well, we could just sit here all night staring at each other.
Well, we can have some more cheese. Anyway, good night, everybody.
Bye.
Thanks for joining us. Bye. Well, Richard.
Cheers.
You've run out of...
I've got some debris at the bottom of my glass.
It's called sediment.
Is it?
Yeah.
Nothing to do with your dogs, is it?
Hopefully not. No,
I think not.
No, but it looks quite nice. There we are.